In recent years, all students have found themselves caught in a vice between rising tuition costs and decreased government funding, sending some students spiraling into debt. In 2011, the average student debt in BC hit $27,000, while the student loan interest rate hovered at 2.5% over prime, the highest in Canada. Working long hours while studying, or crippling student debt after graduation, these are among the tough choices facing students today. Here's Julian Giordano on scene at SFU.
Thank you, Amara. We're here today on the Hill to find the truth about the trend of rising tuition.
What is going on with tuition? Why did it go up so drastically?
It was when the last NDP government was in, tuition was frozen. At that point, the British Columbia universities found themselves way, way, way behind the Canadian national average. And so we did significant tuition increases in those first few years. So that was really what happened in the 2000s was that it was frozen, and then we did 30, 15, and then we've done 2% since then.
What's the difference you've been spending on tuition since your first year to now?
I haven't a clue because my dad pays for most of it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's probably a little bit much.
Quite a bit actually. Well, probably like maybe about $300 a semester.
I'm not sure. I know it's gone up. I'm not sure the exact numbers. I mean, my dad usually pays for school and then I'll pay him back. So, although I'm not affected by it right now, I mean, it's gonna come and bite me soon.
What happened after you guys got married?
We took a look at our student loans and sort of what they added up to, and how we were gonna pay them. I think ideally we would have liked to pay them off all equally. Unfortunately, part of my student loan was with the federal government, and when the federal government says you owe them $900 a month, you owe them $900 a month.
So ostensibly when you combine them together, the monthly payment was?
About $1,000 a month.
About $1,000 a month?
No, more than that.
Yeah, when it was its highest and we paid off some of loans at this point, but it was about $1,600 a month.
Yeah, it was about $1,600 a month.
For the two of us.
I paid for tuition for 3 courses. That would be Chem 101, Math 100, and Physics 101, $115. I had change I'd collected. But don't forget, a glass of beer in 1970 at the Royal Towers pub was 15 cents. There wasn't this competition to get into university like there is now. It's a completely different environment, and also universities have become more like businesses now, you know, and that's because of the horrible decline in the economy starting in 2008.
Do you think that's adequate for the services and education you're getting here at SFU?
No.
Yeah, I would definitely say it is, especially with you get a lot of government subsidies, and especially when you get out of here, you're gonna start paying a lot more in taxes. So when you think about here, it's kind of like you're getting a good deal on your education. So I think you should take advantage of that.
Being a student athlete, I receive a little extra, so I mean, I can't say much, but I feel like for the average student, I have a lot of friends who are just your average student. I know they don't get much.
I feel as though they limit us with what they give us in my program in particular. Like, we don't get any seminars or anything like that. It's all lab and lecture.
I think that when a lot of people consider post-secondary education, they don't necessarily, they look at how much it costs for school, and maybe they do a little bit more research and they look at books and things like that, but they don't sort of incorporate the cost of living as well.
How has tuition cost affected your life?
At this point, it makes life considerably harder because I already work a full-time job, I go to school for full-time, and my full-time job is proving to be inadequate for my needs.
If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change anything.
Yeah. I mean, we definitely both think that was the way, at least for us, to do it, was to accumulate this huge amount of debt, but finish schools quickly and be able to focus on it entirely while we're doing it, and then once we're done, then worry about paying it back.